What's up, y'all? How you doing? Welcome to the world around me. And it's a brand new series I'm doing where I just get in my car and I drive and explore the world around me. From small towns to nature trails to attractions and anything else in between. Today, though, we're going to start off with small town Tennessee, and we're going to go down a nature trail as well. So we're going to go to Lynchburg, Tennessee today. If anybody knows what Lynchburg, Tennessee is, it's the home of Jack Daniel's distillery. Unfortunately, we will not be able to film in the distillery, of course, but they've got a cool little event going on out there today called Frontier Days. So we're going to go out there and check that out, as well as first we're going to go down a nature trail and check that out and maybe see some waterfalls. But the great thing about Lynchburg, Tennessee is at one time that little small town, which is looking here to see how many people live there now, I'm going to say about 6,000. Real tiny town. But at one time they had 15 whiskey distilleries back in the mid to late 1800s. With, of course, the most famous one, of course, being Jack Daniel's. Just such a beautiful area out here. Nice houses. Just nice, peaceful living out here. This would be a cool little area, you know, if you came into money. Look at that, I'm about to hit a median there. You know, just a nice little area. And got a golf courses over here. We're about a mile or two away from our destination. But as you see, it's a nice area. And for these people, it's got to be nice just to know that you can just go right down the road and go down in these trails and see waterfalls. Look, you got families out here on the side of the road, people just walking, just really good American life here. You know, now a little bit of history here on Tullahoma, Tennessee, where this is at, is during World War II, they brought a lot of German prisoners, POWs, to this town. This town used to be like 75,000 people big, and it's not even a quarter of that now. But back in World War II, this was a really big area for the war effort. You had the Arnold's Air Force Base over that way. So, you know, there's a lot of rich history here in this town. And then the next town over from this town is Lynchburg, Tennessee, where we're going to also go today. And there's a lot of history there too. So it's exciting. So we're about to check these trails out and see how pretty these waterfalls are. So we'll see you when we get there. This must be a popular spot because there ain't even a parking spot. So this must be pretty popular with the people. So just gotta find a place to park. If I can't find a place to park, that's a problem. I think I found one right there. Oh yeah, we got lucky. The last parking spot, y'all. The very last parking spot. I gotta park next to a Tesla. Pretty car though. A lot of cameras. Okay, so we're here. Thought I locked my keys in the car there for a minute. So we're on our way. So what I'm seeing already, I see families, people bringing their kids out. So this seems to be a pretty popping spot. You know, looks like it's run by the Department of Environment and Conservation in Tennessee. So looks like we got a police officer down here. Maybe we can talk to him and get a little history on this. Let's see if we can talk to him. So, anyways, he couldn't talk on camera, but this is a lot of history here. Okay, so he's telling me that this area didn't even open to the public to be able to walk these trails and go see all this stuff until the early 2000s, like the early 2000s. So it's like I was telling him, I'm like, this is almost like an unkept gem for forever until the early 2000s. And then, so the Department of Wilderness, whatever I say, that they run this. And I think it's pretty neat that they actually have officers out here that patrol these trails, which I don't think I've ever seen in nature places like that, you know, and with the stuff you hear on the news and stuff. I think that's awesome. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna walk down here. So we got this big long trail out here. I mean, the beauty out here is just beauty, and the temperature is, you know, out there it's almost 90 degrees, but in here under the canopy, it's probably, I'd say maybe 85, 80. I mean, just drastic change in temperature. But he's telling me there's not one waterfall here, there's 3. So I don't know if we're gonna visit all 3, because we also got to go to Lynchburg today and for the Frontier Days Festival, and you know, try to get hopefully some people to talk to us about the history of that. But this is awesome. And he's like, you know, so I was asking him, I was like, you know, did they ever have like gins or anything, you know, typical old school things you'd see on rivers that people would use, you know. And he's like, they actually did find they think was an old mill. He didn't tell me where it was at, but they're not sure. So they still don't, he said they still can't figure out the history of this area, but it's one of the most biodiverse areas. You know, it's like things are found in this little general area that are found up on top of the mountain. If you go about an hour south of here, you got Grundy County, and then it leads into Chattanooga with the big mountains. So this is interesting. I don't know where these trails are going to take me, but we're just going to follow them, and I'll touch base with you when we get to the next spot. I'm confused at this point. This trail dead ends right there. So I guess I need to go through there that way. They need to maybe get some signs out here, maybe some cool little suggestions so people kind of know where they're heading to. I got to cross this river. I didn't know I was going to wade through rivers today, or we're not a river, a creek, I guess you could call this. Okay, so we're gonna keep following the trail. I hope we're on the right way. I hope I don't end up in a den of bears or something. And I am deep up here in the woods. I feel like I'm in the Smoky Mountains. As a pioneer back in the old days, you know, don't know if there's a bear that's gonna jump out or what, you know. That's kind of a little scary. Because, I mean, look, I'm probably already maybe half mile to 3/4 of a mile back on this trail from the road that I was on. So, probably shouldn't have wore shorts today, being probably rattlesnakes out here and anything else. But now we're going down this, again, the camera doesn't do it justice, but I'm going down a big steep incline here, so we're definitely getting down into a valley, which would lead me to believe we're getting close to the waterfalls, but I don't hear anything. So I don't know. Now here's another cool tidbit that he was telling me, the officer, and that was the waters from these waterfalls flow down and then they go into a TVA lake called Normandy Lake over in Normandy, Tennessee. And then Normandy Lake is held back by a dam, and then it feeds the Duck River. And the Duck River is, he was telling me, is like the most biodiverse river in the world as far as species of fish, flowers, flora, insects, bugs, animals. It's like the most biodiverse river in the world. And all that starts here, like you said, and that all feeds into that lake, which is a man-made lake. So before man came along, it was just a river. But they made it into a lake by building a dam. So I think we got to be getting close. But I just thought that was pretty cool history. So I know I got to be getting close to the waterfall. We're still going downhill. I'm kind of dreading the walk back, you know. I mean, look at that's a hell of an incline right there. So, but I'm starting to hear water. I can feel another drastic change in temperature. Surely this isn't the waterfalls. That's the waterfalls. That's pretty weak. So we're coming across a stream and a creek here. So I got to be like at least a mile and a half back here in the woods. I still yet to hear or see any waterfalls. Jeez, Pete, look at this hill. Up, down, up, down. I still haven't found any waterfall. But look at that, Jesus. Again, the camera doesn't do any justice. But that's, wow. Didn't know what I was getting into on this one, y'all, but I think it's gonna be the way that officer explained it. It's gonna be well worth the walk. So up one hill, down one hill, and now I gotta go back up a hill. Look at that hill, ooh. Look at that hill I gotta go up, woo. All right, let's do this. Anyways, I just talked to some nice people, and they still said I got a ways to go, but they said this trail is gonna loop all the way around back to the entrance, so I guess we're stuck on this. They said there was a shorter route I could have took, I don't know, I didn't see it, but they said this is an easier walk, that one's even more up and down. Whew, getting my exercise in today, you know, so I think we're getting closer. Look at that, guys. That's massive. Look at that tree that's felled over. It's got to be at least 15 foot high at least. Look at that. God. So now we got to go back down and back up again, but this is going to be the steepest trek so far. Jeez, oh Pete, that's going to be a climb. Look at that. Man. Let's get this out of the way. This is almost like straight up. Oh. Man. See, I hear waterfalls. Sign just said waterfall overlook, so I have a feeling we're going to be at a higher elevation and looking down upon the waterfall would be my guess. But you can hear it. Holy cow! That is a drop. I don't even want to get to the edge of that and fall, but I'm gonna try to get to this tree. I do not like heights, y'all. But look at that. And then you got people down there. That is beautiful, but that is one hell of a drop. I wish I could get down there. That's awesome. I'm gonna get back away from that ledge. That is one heck of a drop, guys. See if we can get a better view. Look, you got people laying out down there. Just doesn't do it justice. I wish I knew how to get down there. You can get a better view right here. Oh. Wow. Oh, this is a better viewpoint. Look at this, y'all. Look at that. That is a massive drop. A massive, massive drop. But look, you got somebody up in the waterfall. You guys see him? There's a guy right there in the waterfall. And so this waterfall looks like it's coming out the side of a mountain. And it is. It's actually coming out the side of that hill. So this is like an underground stream coming out, and you can see a fissure here, right there. See that? And you got a little trickle of water coming right through here, also leading to it. But you got some like little caverns under there and stuff. That's amazing. That's what I came to see, y'all. But look at that guy up there. Look at him. He's gonna slip and fall. You are braver than me, Bubba. You're not gonna catch me up there. Look, he's gonna climb all the way up in there. Look at that. Bro, one slip, you're done, man. One slip, you're done. This is beautiful. Beautiful. So anyways, let's go to the next part. But that's one of the falls. I see why that officer said this is the nicest one. That is just phenomenally beautiful, but phenomenally high up in the air. Wow. So now I gotta climb back up that. One slip, one fall, you're done. Definitely don't advise you coming here if you've got a fear of heights or you don't know how to climb. But one last view of the waterfall. You know, I even got a warning sign up there. Caution, high bluffs, no duh. And all it takes is one slip and you're done. So let's go see the next point of sight on this journey. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit right here at this little creek for a minute, or whatever you call this. I'm gonna take a little rest. So this couple just told me if I went back that way, the way I was going, that it'd be another 45-minute, hour-long trek to get back to the car. They said, so I'm better off going back the way I came, which is a pretty hard trek too. This has been a really eye-opening experience out here, guys. If you ever get a chance, I'll give you the name of this. I don't know the name of this little park thing, but I'll definitely put it in the video. But if you're ever out in the Middle Tennessee area, this is a must-see. If you're into the hiking and you're into the things like that, it's just untouched, beautiful, untouched beauty. I mean, you know, and to know this is just right outside a city, like a mile or two drive. It's crazy. I hear like geese down there or something. But I'm gonna stop in here. I'm gonna hydrate a little bit. We're gonna try to get up out of these woods, and then we're gonna make our way down to Lynchburg, and I believe they got the Frontier Days going on down there, so you know, explore a little bit of the history of Lynchburg, Tennessee, and see what that's all about. So I definitely don't recommend doing this experience in 93-degree heat like today. Yeah, definitely a lot more enjoyable if it was 75 degrees. Yeah. So I'm gonna get one more drink and I'm gonna roll up out here and try to get back to the car. Instead of a Coke, I should have got a bottle of water. Okay. So this is the name of the place. It's called the Short Springs State Natural Area. But we started here, and then we went that way. Went that way, went that way, went that way, went that way. No, right here is where I started, and we went that way. We took the longest damn route. Then we went all the way this way, and then right there's that overview that we looked at, and that was a little connector I should have took. That's what I should have took to go to see the bottom of the waterfalls. But I see why he says that's another 45-minute trek to come back that way. So you know, it's a cool area, guys. Make sure to check it out. It's called the Short Springs State Natural Area in Tullahoma, Tennessee. If you want to donate, you can donate there. You can just deposit and you can scan their QR code and donate to the park. But anyways, guys, I'm hot. That was pretty much about a 4-mile round trip, and it's not flat ground. It's up, down, big hike ups, big hike downs, little hike ups, little hike downs. So definitely, if you're not in top physical shape, I don't recommend doing this particular hike because it's just intense. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get over here to the car. I'm definitely gonna get that air conditioning on, and we're gonna head on down to Lynchburg, Tennessee, and check out the stuff going down there. It's a nice area out here as we're driving away. Look at that big slide someone's got in their yard. Man, that's a big slide. So getting back into town here in Tullahoma, and then we're gonna head back out of town on the opposite direction, and we're gonna find ourselves in Lynchburg, Tennessee, and the second part of this episode. So y'all be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you as we get closer to the next destination. So as we are driving here to Lynchburg, something that really sticks out to me. It's like we're driving through these huge forests, and it's as you can see, it's like it's just chop the road through a forest. You know, it's beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, just a straight road cut through a forest to get to Lynchburg, Tennessee. I just want to stop right here just for a brief second. Here's the first sign that I saw coming into it. It's like a history sign, and it's the Crockett Homestead. 1 mile south on the south side of East Branch of Mulberry Creek, David Crockett built a log house in which he lived from 1811 to 1813. While here, he hunted and cleared a field 3 miles northwest on Hungry Hill. When bears and other game became scarce, they moved to better hunting grounds in Franklin County. So pretty interesting. So we're getting closer to Lynchburg. So you're already starting to see the history, you know, being thrown at you. So this is a very historic place, and it's got a big history in the whiskey aspect of America. So we're getting closer, guys. So here we are. We're coming into Lynchburg, Tennessee. Right here on my right is the Jack Daniel's Distillery, which at some point today, hopefully we can at least get over there in the parking lot and kind of give you a little sight on the outside. Now there's something they say here in Lynchburg that you'll see all over is everything is covered in black, and I think it's like a whiskey fungus or something. So the yeast and the fermentation of the whiskey and the process of making it, the fungi grows to the trees, so the trees are all real black, and they say it gets on the houses. I was reading about it, so maybe we'll be able to see a little bit of that today. And I'll be able to share that with you as well. So I'm gonna have to find a place to park here, and see about the motorcycle people and everything else. So the police got Hummers and got the roads blocked off here today. So let's see what we can get into. So I'm gonna park here at the veterinary hospital, which looks like a big plantation house. And I'm gonna walk up here, and we're gonna see what they got going on here on the square of Lynchburg, and see if we can learn some of the history. So I hear music, so I think they got some music bands playing down here today. Like I said, this is a really itty bitty small town and known for its whiskey. #1 selling whiskey in the world, Jack Daniel's. So I get across this road and I'll see y'all when we get here to the downtown. But there's a look. Both angles as we cross the street. Right down there is Jack Daniel's Distillery, where they make all your Jack Daniels at. And now, if you look up there on top of that hill, I don't know if you can see it, and I don't know if I can zoom in. Try to zoom in if I can, and see if I can show you the top of that hill. But see way up there on that hill, that's where they store the barrels of whiskey. And that's where they sit for, I think, 4 to 8 years. And they move the barrels from the bottom up, or the bottom or the top down, and they rotate the barrels in the fermentation process of the whiskey. The cool thing here is I'm hearing an auction going on. I hear a guy going, give me one, give me one, give me one. However they do that. But the Tennessee Jack Shack, Richard's Custom Jewelry, Diamond Gold Fine Gifts. A lot of little mom and pop shops like you'd see in the old days. American Craft Distillers of Lynchburg Distillery. So that's I guess maybe a different type of whiskey they make here, which I wasn't aware of that. I'll see if we can find something out about that. So, Frontier Days. So, really, not a whole lot going on here. I do see a nice barbecue down there that looks good. So let's go down here and just take a quick listen to what they're doing. I couldn't talk like that, y'all.
Bitter number 13. Bitter number 13. Okay, Prince's Parlor right here in front of me, behind you all. Here's a 16-inch 2-topping pizza and 4 large drinks. Sounds like lunch to me. Here we go. Tell me what do you bid? Donated by Princess Parlor Pizza and Drinks. Here we go. What do you bid? Start me off. We're going to go $10. 10 on me. We're going to go 10 on me. We're going to go 10 on me. We're going to go 5 in the bag. We're going to go 7.5. 7.5. We're going to go 10. 7.5. 10 now. 12.5. 12.5. We're going to go 15 on me. We're going to go 15 now. 17.5. 15. 17.5 on me. We're going to go 17.5 on me. We're going to go 17.5. 17.5. 17.5. Sold it. $15 your way. Bidder number 12.
So pretty neat, pretty neat. So we're gonna walk around just for a minute,
Next
check
up,
it out.
Riverbend Ranch.
So
Riverbend Ranch.
we got a little bear here.
It's a 2-night stay.
Which a cool thing about a bear is I was reading the other day that Manchester, 2 towns over, actually had a bear sighting the other day. So they do have bear that are coming back here to the Middle Tennessee area. So you know you got this down here. It's just a nice little small town. Look, you got a nice little house. That's a nice house up there. Wouldn't you imagine living there, being able to overlook this old town? That's a nice little property at the top of that hill. To just be able to look out your living room window and look upon this town, that's really neat. So there's the old Jack Daniels. They say he was a short guy. But there's another look at those barrel houses I was talking about. Is they sit and so the barrels, I don't know if they start at the top when they put them in there or they start at the bottom, but one way or the other they rotate them. So after a year they'll move it up a level or down a level. And it has something to do with the fermentation process and how the whiskey moves in and out of the barrels to get that golden color, because if without the barrels your whiskey would just look like moonshine, just a clear distill, you know. So that's what a barrel house looks like, and that's where the big barrels of whiskey do their time to, you know, and they say when they put those barrels in that they'll go in full but come out and 25% of it's gone. They call it the angel share, and it's lost through evaporation as it's going in and out of the wood. Pretty neat, huh? We're gonna do a quick walk around the store and just see what it looks like. Beautiful old building. Now you gotta think this building has been here forever. We'll start upstairs. Excuse me. So we're going upstairs in this real old building. And you gotta think this building's been here since like the 1800s, you know? Crazy. They got all kinds of different jars. Like this is a whiskey sour mash smelling candle. Okay. Ooh, it smells like apple cinnamon to me. So I don't even smell like whiskey, but okay. All kinds of neat stuff in here. Look at all that neat stuff. A lot of neat stuff. She didn't want to be on camera, but the cultural arts exhibit, basically it was just some tables in there. And again, the Mexican restaurant is kind of out of place for this area, but so is this. This is actually a book facility, and they ship books all over France and in different countries over there in Europe. So this little white building is a book place that ships books to colleges and stuff overseas, over in Europe and France and Italy. And again, you wouldn't think you'd find something like that in this little small town, whiskey town. Mexican restaurant, college bookstore that sends books all over the world. Weird. So we'll see what else we get into here. Now I asked her, I was like, you know, I was really expecting this place to be really packed, and she goes, it used to be shoulder to shoulder out here. And she goes, over the last 10 years, she goes, it's just dwindled. And I think me and her came up with the same consensus that people are just too busy, stuck at home on the internet, you know, doing the social media stuff, that people just don't get out the way they used to get out. And you know, she's an older lady, and I think we both agreed it's quite sad that people just don't get out and enjoy life the way they used to. So, you know, if you guys find yourself just sitting around a house, I'm telling you, just like me today, just got out. I found some waterfalls I never really knew about. Coming down here, seeing all this cool stuff, and you got this all around you too. And all you got to do is just get in your car and just get out and go explore. You know, that's what my show's about. Going out and explore the world around me. So you got a blue jean store here, Diamond Guest Jeans, made in America. So got a little bit of everything down here. You know, you got a guy over here, he's selling knives, and he looks like a good fella. Maybe we can get him to talk to us. So let me walk over here. The first thing that threw me off is you got a Mexican restaurant here in whiskey country. That's kind of out of place, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of out of place. Oh, really? And then the bookstore. They send books to Europe and for colleges, she said.
I can tell you a lot about that building.
So what's that about?
That used to be what they called the glove factory.
So they make gloves?
They made gloves.
For the whiskey workers?
No, they shipped them. You know, that was back when
so like leather gloves.
Well, after that, they started making, you know, the leather jackets for the football team.
Yeah.
They make those there. I worked there for 9 years.
Really?
Yes.
And now it's a bookstore.
Now it's a book. I don't know really anything about the bookstore because I moved away in '99.
Right.
So a lot of things have
Yeah, she
changed.
told me that they ship college books to Italy, France.
I knew they shipped a lot of books there. That used to be where the Mexican restaurant was it was actually called the Iron Kettle.
The Iron Kettle. Now.
Meat and three.
Oh, okay.
Just a good old
And they just went out of business? Like this used to be a big event, didn't it? It used to be like packed shoulder to shoulder. What happened to that? Where'd everybody? Is it just the internet?
Older people have started.
So the younger generation doesn't get into this. It's the older family generation, and
You'll notice a lot of your vendors that are set up. A lot of them are not younger.
they're older. So we're losing that culture in America. You know, people rather the kids want to stay at home.
Yeah, none of the stores are the same as when I grew up here.
Right.
I used to ride my lawnmower down. I mowed yards in the county.
So people just ride their lawnmower around the square.
I would drive down to that used to be where the Harley shop is.
Right.
There's a little corner grocery. So I'd ride down and get a bologna sandwich
Right.
for lunch every day.
Right.
We had the parts store on the other side of the square. It had the parts shop.
Right.
We had a little gas station on the corner.
Right.
We had what they called a little coffee cup restaurant. This was back in the day when I was
Right.
a little girl. But pretty much now, most everything is Jack Daniels owns.
Oh, so most of this on the square is owned by Jack Daniels. So another aspect where corporate America gets to be that corporate America, and they get away from the tradition, but want to keep the tradition in a sense. Yeah.
The little town culture is gone.
Yeah.
We lived like 2 blocks from here when we lived here.
And Little Richard used to live. The singer Little Richard used to live that way, didn't he?
Yes, he lived out on the lake.
Yeah.
Where my mom actually lived.
And that's
out
like what, a mile or two from here?
probably about 6, 7.
About 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I wonder why he moved here. There was a piece of the community, probably.
That's
Like I got to get out of California and get in the hills, so.
And I don't think they actually, of course, they didn't live there. They had a place there.
But they weren't there all the time, full time. I got you. So maybe a vacation home.
Distillery. You know, when I lived here, it was like, how's that tour? And I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I live here. I smell it every day. I come on the front porch and I smell it.
I don't smell whiskey.
Not today, but now there were some mornings you could come out on the front porch.
And it just smelled like opening up a bottle of whiskey.
Yes.
Really?
But
Now they talk about that black fungus, and I'm looking around, I don't see it anywhere.
it's down toward the Lincoln County side.
Oh, is it?
It's on houses. I think they've got a thing going now that at first they were saying it wasn't harmful.
Right.
But I think now.
Well, being it's a mold, right? I mean,
It's a meat.
mold with spores.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything safe with
I
that.
didn't think so
Yeah.
either.
Those get in your lungs and they'll grow because your lungs are moist.
We just lost a brother-in-law a few months ago, and I think it was a tour guide,
Right.
And I think there's been a couple more passed, and they're really.
And they're down there around it all day long.
My brother used to be a truck driver. He brought the corn in.
Right.
My brother got COPD really bad.
And he wasn't out a smoker?
He was a smoker.
Right.
But they said the nicotine didn't kill him.
It was
the corn dust.
the corn dust.
Corn dust got in his lungs.
Wow. You never hear people talk about that with the whiskey aspect. They want to keep that on the down low. That is really interesting.
It's changed a lot since I left. When I was a little girl, we'd come down here. We would, on Saturday nights, you might be down here till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
On the square?
Yeah.
Just the kids would come park their cars and...
Now they
That
serve
would be the
alcohol.
life. That would be the life.
Yeah. But yeah, they serve alcohol here now.
Yeah.
And everything.
I thought this was a dry county.
It was.
So it's not a dry county no longer.
No.
I thought that was one of the big selling points of the Lynchburg area, was being a dry county. I guess it profits over tradition, I guess.
Yep, exactly right.
Well, I appreciate you talking to me, darling.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Smith, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. God bless y'all.
You too.
Thank you, sir. Yep. So that was a little interesting history. I mean, so she's talking about down here when she was a little girl, the weekends, everybody would just come until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and everybody just hang out like a big family on the square. Could you guys imagine that lifestyle? That would be an amazing lifestyle. You know, an amazing little place to grow up in. And it's sad that we've lost that in America. So we're gonna keep going down here and see what we can get into. I'm definitely gonna get some lunch somewhere and give a cool little review on that. So, you know, this is a fudge place. You can't go wrong with fudge. This is the Southern Spirit General Store. Now, if you heard her a minute ago, what she was talking about was, she says most of everything here on the square is now owned by Jack Daniels, the corporation. So I think that kind of might take a little bit of the small town charm away. You lose those ma and pa shops, you know. So yeah, so I'm sure that's changed things a little bit too. I've never seen an ATM like this. So you got an ATM and you have to open the door to get into the ATM. Isn't that pretty neat? That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. So the next thing we're going to, and we got more stuff down here. They even got an open air deck up here. But this is going to be neat to go into. I hope there's not a charge going here, but it's the Moore County Jail Museum. So this used to be a jail, you know, back in the day, and maybe we can get to learn some of the history on that. But that would be the old jail. So kind of curious. It's almost like going into the Old West, kind of, you know. This is like something you'd see in a movie. So let's go in here and see what's up. Well, there's Johnny Cash who's here. Isn't that neat?
Over here 2018. You should come over and sign in.
Oh, yes, sir.
And
You got some cash.
there was
I'll take it off my cash.
Buford poster. That's Buford right there with Billy Graham and Johnny Cash.
So this actually used to be the old jail.
This is the old jail.
Families lived here and the other side's the living side.
So the workers would live here.
Well, the sheriff would.
Oh, good. The sheriff, right? But the sheriff and his family would actually live in the jail.
You got a dining room and a kitchen, and then there's stairs up there where the bedrooms were.
Wow.
And then this.
And how long? And what year did this cease operation?
1993 to 1990.
1990.
So this 1990 was still being used as a jail. How many people would it hold?
Oh, you could.
25 was
Probably.
legal.
Right.
Legal. But they had to put bunks around the wall. That's why they started having trouble in lawsuits, because they had more people than 25.
Right.
That's what
Right.
the internet said.
But that's kind of the problem in America everywhere still today, is overcrowded jails,
Overcrowded jail.
especially with all the fentanyl and the drugs going
They
around.
forgot how to pull the switch.
Yeah, they need to bring that back a little more, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw all, you know, those people busted in that college, you know, kidnapped the guys, you know, that college, all those protesters. They just dropped the charges against them all. Like, that's the precedent we're setting, is You can just get a group of your buddies,
Well, that's the press.
gang rush a place, and
That starts at the top and works its way down to these democratic
Yeah.
run cities and stuff. They don't do
but
nothing.
what's the message you're giving? The message is,
Yeah.
hey, you can do whatever you want as long as you're protesting
Well,
the leftist ideals. You're free to go.
unless you're a conservative Republican, then you get slammed.
Oh yeah.
So-
Well, you're just done.
yeah, you're done. You're pretty much done then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Male and Republican, we're done. We're the problem, right? So we can actually go through and see the cells and everything.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's female
Okay.
jails back there, and
Oh.
upstairs is the men's.
Really?
So where was visitation at? When we went to see people? I don't remember.
So I guess we're going to go upstairs first. He said the male jail was upstairs. This is neat. So what he said was the sheriff and his family would live inside the jail. Could you guys imagine that? So this is straight out the movies right here. Jeez, oh Pete. Look at this, guys. I feel like I'm in the movie Green Mile. I mean, it has that feel, don't it? Wow, we need more of this in America right here. This is the kind of punishment we need.
This would be punishment.
Well, isn't that the whole thing is rehabilitation? Put them somewhere where they don't ever want to come back again. I don't think our jails right now are like that. I just,
We got our grandkids locked up in there.
teaching them at an early age, huh? Oh, excuse me. This is crazy right here. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. So, this is a jail. Look at this. Unbelievable. Dude, could you guys imagine that? We're going to go inside one of these cells here. So, let's go back around. This is... Wow, it's like... steel cage. So we're inside a cell. It's like you're literally inside a... This is crazy, y'all. So they said this jail was actually used up to 1990. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. But we need more of this. This I think would be a deterrent from people doing crime, is more of a jail like this instead of, because this right here makes the jails, and I'm not really ever been a part of the jail system, but this right here makes the jails nowadays look like a penthouse for real. This is nuts. There's your toilet. Wow. Some form of water flush toilet was installed at this location. The water came from a natural spring in the area that is now a park behind the building. Every morning the inmates would go down to the spring, pump the water with a hand pump into a retaining tank to flush the toilet. All the drinking water and wash water had to be carried up the stairs in a bucket. Wow. This is unbelievable. So we're gonna go down. This was the male jail, they said. Now downstairs they said was the female jail. Now again, you got to think the sheriff lived in this facility with his family, with the inmates. That's crazy. That's crazy. So we're gonna go down here. So how appropriate they got Barney Fife in here. So this is a female jail. So the female jail, they actually had it a little better than the guys upstairs. Look, they have a wash sink, a toilet in their cell. How do you fit 25 people in this jail? That is just ridiculously crazy. That is crazy. Got an old safe.
This is kind of like the old.
So now this is the side where they said the sheriff would live. So, there was a kitchen, the sheriff's kitchen. This is crazy. This is something you never hear of. So this is the jail kitchen and the house. It's actually the kitchen for the house, which is part of the jail. And unbelievable. That's something else, y'all.
He's walking down that way.
So, anyways, that's the jail, guys. Old jail. Used until 1990. 1990 is when it ceased operations. And to think that it was used all the way that recently, I think they said it was, what, 1890, 1895, or maybe it was before that, till 1990. So, that's just ridiculously crazy. So, I know I got to use the restroom. I see some porta-johns down there, so I'm going to make my way down there. But this is an amazing experience. So I'll touch back with y'all here shortly. So now there's your courthouse. So you got a big courthouse here, and you know, try to walk around it, just give you a good look of it. But that's the Moore County Courthouse. Every town has a courthouse, you know. Well, I don't think every town does, but this is definitely an old building. I would probably say it's as old as everything else around here. But that's the courthouse, which is nice. So, and I want to go back here and read that sign, but I can't. I got it blocked off. But pretty neat town, guys. Not a whole lot to do here today. I figured this festival would be a lot bigger. But it's cool just to walk around this downtown area of Lynchburg. You got 2 elephant dogs. Them things eat dog food, don't they, boy? Whew. So, I was gonna get something to eat. Most of the restaurants around here, you know, like any tourist trap, are extremely high. I'm gonna go in here and see how much it costs to get a taco. You know, might as well try the most different thing in this whole town that you wouldn't expect is a Mexican restaurant. So I'm gonna go in here and check the menu out, see if they're not overly priced. Alright, so anyways, guys, you know, I'm gonna get a taco and a Coke, and that's gonna be the end of this video. Battery's about dead, so been a hell of a trip today. Saw a lot of cool things, a lot of cool information. So appreciate y'all coming along for the journey. Can't wait for you guys to see the next episode. And it's been real fun. If you get a chance, Lynchburg, Tennessee, and then, you know, the falls. We gave you the information in the video where you can check that out. I definitely advise, if you can get out of the house and you can get to this area, that these are definitely 2 things that you need to check out. It's just the world around me, guys. Holla. That was the nicest looking Dollar General I've ever seen in my life. That's crazy. Wow, that was like a Beverly Hills Dollar General. So we're going past where we were earlier here at the square. Hopefully I'll be able to pull in at the distillery. My battery's real low, so I pretty much got to film here in the car from this point going forward, because I blowed through a whole battery today on the camera. So this really puts an emphasis to the one light town. This is the only traffic light that I have found. But this town does have its own SWAT unit, which is kind of worrisome. Being so small, you wouldn't think a little bitty town like this would have their own SWAT unit. So I don't know if we can get in here or not. I'm gonna try. We got a big parking lot over here that you actually got to ride the shuttle bus to. They actually shuttle you over here. But I ain't really trying to go that route. I don't know what you're doing, dude, but this is not... Oh, you got pedestrians. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to run nobody over. What are you doing, dude? East Fork Mulberry Creek. That's not country, so. So, I'm going to try to go in here and see if we can park. And just walk around, maybe let this phone charge for a minute, see if we can walk around a little bit and see what we can get into here. My luck, being this is such a close parking lot, I doubt there's going to be any parking in here. And I don't see any parking spaces, which sucks. I'm gonna park here because everybody else is. It says it's for company vehicles only, but being a weekend day. So let me see how much battery I got. 2%. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let this charge for just a few minutes. Hopefully I can get just a small enough battery where I can do a quick walk around here, guys. Because it's beautiful landscaping here. So I'll see you in just a second. So this is what I was this is something I was kind of looking for. So you see that mold? That's from the fermentation of the whiskey, and it grows on a lot of stuff around here, they say. So that's just a little bit of it you can see. Now that's a building where they actually make the whiskey in. You got nice little ducks down here. Look how beautiful this creek is. This is actual water that they actually make Jack Daniels out of. It comes out of this spring. So pretty neat process. So we're gonna go down here. I ain't got much battery, so I'm gonna make these quick. It's a beautiful entranceway, guys. Look how beautiful that is. Beautiful. Like I said, there's not a whole lot I can do in this area. I just talked to some people up there, and I'm not able to film inside. If you purchase a tour ticket, you can, but those tickets are $25 plus to do a tour, and still you can't film but a small portion of what I would love to. I'd love to get in there and be able to film the process of how they make the whiskey and stuff, but unfortunately, they're not going to let me do it. Totally off limits to anybody filming. I guess it's, trade secrets, but there's a little creek that goes through there, and this pathway just takes us back up to the downtown square there that we were at earlier. But this is the center of operations for Jack Daniels right here, and just very beautiful. And for some reason they've got a humongous chair over there. So anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get back down to the car. Like I said in the beginning of this, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to really film a whole lot as far as Jack Daniels aspect is, but still just an awesome experience today. Come down here, especially at jail. That jail was just, wow, that was like a step back in time, wasn't it? So guys, I appreciate you coming along on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And welcome to the new series called The World Around Me. And we got a lot more great things and episodes coming, so definitely stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and follow us on the Facebook as well. Thank you.